All right, excellent. Let's go live. Excellent, excellent. It's a fighting game? Yeah, I think so, but like, they had a gender-bent spin-off series. It's a third-tier fighting game. I don't want to get talking about fighting games because everyone who's into them is a loser. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. No, but like, it's just it's a little too complicated. That isn't tins of slop. Yeah, we're making the tin of slop. We're making it ourselves. Get out of fighting games? Don't worry, bro. I'm not in them. I'm so not in them, and I don't want anything to do with any of them. Or anyone that plays them. I just saw. I gotta tone it down, man. I'm always going off on people. They didn't ask for this. Oi, oi. Fighting games are awesome. Fighting games are actually awesome, actually. I love it when there's a character that is just better than everyone else, and then everyone gets mad if you try to use the good character. That's epic. I love it when someone gets too good, and then the community collectively wants them gone because they're good at the game that they play to get good at. That's really cool. He's still in a mood from losing his mind. You're so right, but don't say it in front of the hoes, okay? You're gonna make me look uncool. That's any game. Professional rock, paper, scissors players be like, I always play scissors, and then they show, oh, typical, another rock player here to ruin everything. Oh, you just love an unfun, hyper-competitive environment, don't you? I'm stealing that bit. It's a good bit, though. It's peak rage bait. Odd Punk, thank you for the 100 bits. Mailing out your handmade Christmas gift tomorrow. Oh, thank you, dude. That's awesome. I can't wait to get for the Christmas unboxing stream. Cassie Cal, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate you being here so long. Silent Talking, thank you for the T3 for 5 months. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. Scyther, thank you for the fresh prime. Nice Round, thank you for the 5 months. Rat Finkus, thank you for the 10 months. Pepto De Novo, thank you for the 14 months. Dude, we're getting so many long subs here, man. I love to see it. Angelo Sardo, thank you for the 100 bits. Appreciate you, brother. Massive Goose, thank you for the 4 months. Birdie3, thank you for the 4 months. And Jimmy Duck, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate y'all. There are 3 types of players. The people who only play top tiers, the people who purposely play bad characters to use as their excuse for losing, and the people who follow their heart/dick and use one character. Yeah, and all of them think that everyone else sucks for doing what they want. Alright, let me get my rundown of what we're doing today. So today, we're gonna be making the infamous... Hang on a second. Alright, off to a good start as usual. Today, we're gonna be making the infamous chicken tinner, which is a British chicken, or wait, chicken dinner? It's a British Christmas dinner that they have compressed into one single tin can, where it's got like black pudding and eggs and like spinach and turkey, and also like it's all like layered up into the can. We're gonna be Americanizing it and making our own Thanksgiving tinner, which is basically a single potted. We can put some in a tin, but I'm gonna use a jar so you can see the striations of it. We're gonna be making our own potted Thanksgiving meal in a can. Like an onion? Yeah, it's got layers, bro. It has bread pudding for dessert? Yeah, and in ours... So, I've been thinking, what are we gonna use for this? And I decided I'm gonna go with what my family uses for Thanksgiving. Now, you can argue this because I think everyone uses different stuff for their Thanksgiving dinner. And mine is not... I don't know what you would consider a truly traditional one. Probably the one unifying thing is everyone uses turkey. Except we don't really. We'll make turkey, but the main thing that we have is fried chicken as the meat. So that plus the fact that I couldn't find a turkey breast because they replaced all of them in the store with whole turkeys. I'm going to be using a chicken breast and frying it and putting that in the bottom as the base layer. So I'm thinking we're gonna do bird, we're gonna do mashed potatoes, corn, that's like pretty essential, gravy, skipping on the cranberry sauce, mostly because I didn't want to make a bunch of it. I'll be honest, there's a little bit of laziness involved in some of these selections of, this shit takes like an hour to make, and I don't want to spend an hour making one layer of the Thanksgiving dinner. But I also don't fucking like cranberry sauce, so we're skipping on that. We're gonna do a light version of stuffing, because I think it's necessary to have. We're gonna do... And I'm thinking for our greens, we're gonna be using broccoli. And then, to top it all off, we're gonna make an apple pie layer with a thin layer of pie crust and apple filling on top. And I think that will give us a comprehensive Thanksgiving meal in a can. Aren't you worried of a final destination moment? A fucking what, brother? Making sauce? Also, I have everything laid out over here so that you guys can see our spread, but my back hurts, and it hurts particularly when I stand up. So I don't want to be standing up for 4 hours straight while I make all this, so I've got my burner over here, and we'll be kind of switching between the two. My condolences, I know the visual's a little better when you're out in front, but... yeah, I gotta work around... I gotta work around my shortcomings here. John Theodore, thank you for the fresh prime. I appreciate you, brother. This has been bothering me for a week or two, but can you flip the bed of nails to face the wall when you get a chance? Thank you for the 100 bits, Ham. Did you... Why is it driving you crazy? Do you not like that they're facing me? 1 quart tin? Just short. It's a pint and a half. I got this wide mouth. You can see it here in the front. This wide mouth jar with no writing on it. I was gonna get a ball jar, and then, but those all have like, they have stuff on them that would mess up the clearness of the jar. So what I did was I got one of my salsa jars, and I just got a lid that doesn't say salsa on it, and then fitted the lid to the jar. So this should be pretty good here. I hate it, bro. Can't wait for this to end up on stupid food and people think it's unironic. Rage baiting Redditors brings a smile to my face. I cannot be mad. I'm trying to think what we should start here, because mashed potatoes, we're gonna need to boil some potato. We have 1 burner. Let's start our potato, I would say. Then we can get that, because we have to cook that in advance. Some of this doesn't need to be cooked, because in the end, to simulate the process of tinning, when you tin food, you cook it, like, in the can, and then seal it while it's hot, and then when it cools, it creates a vacuum that sucks it down. So we're gonna do a similar deal here, and cook the jar once it's full of stuff. At least that's the idea, right? So, but some stuff will need to be cooked initially. The chicken being one. potato being another. Some stuff just mandates being. Oh, I forgot! I forgot one of the things. Is another classic for us. Is macaroni and cheese. We have a very. Can you tell my family's Southern by the inclusion of fried chicken and macaroni? Those are real big in Georgia. Vacuum pump or seal while boiling? Nah, dude, you don't need a vacuum pump. You can use the cooling to seal it. I can see the jar breaking 3 hours from now. Are you implying that not getting a jar made for canning is gonna bite me in the ass? I'm not gonna lie, I did think about that, but it technically should be capable of withstanding the heat. Yeah, the mac and cheese casserole. Well, I made some yesterday. So I saved it specifically leftover. I made a very, like, micro-sized mac and cheese casserole, because when my family makes it, it's a big 9x13. I made a little tiny, a little tiny guy, and I saved a little bowl of it, which is now sitting out over there on the table. This potato is definitely a little mushy, I'm not gonna lie. But it'll be fine for our dinner. I can tell you this, the guys putting shit in tins are definitely not quality checking the ingredients to the same scrutiny. Grandma would. It being mushy makes it harder to get a thin peel on this. Grandma would kill me for this level. When she has me peel the potatoes, she doesn't have me use a peeler. Use a knife like this, paring knife. And, the amount of flesh I have on this would not be satisfactory to her liking. She's on that Great Depression grind set. Do they make the sweet potato casserole that has enough sugar between them and marshmallows to make you diabetic? Yeah, they do. And it's funny that you brought that up because none of my friends knew what that was. It's called a sweet potato souffle. And it's not really a souffle, but it is a popular sweet potato casserole. You top it with brown sugar and nuts and then marshmallows, and you put it in the broiler. Are we doing Brussels sprouts? We can do either Brussels sprouts or broccoli. I have both. I'm thinking we do broccoli solely because I have this broccoli that's gonna go bad if I don't eat it soon. And the Brussels sprouts that I have got a little more life left on them, and I'm gonna be out of town for the next few days. Last time I hosted Thanksgiving with some extra family, because they don't normally get a chance to, which was a good time, but this year I'm going home to the big family. The big family where everyone is. I've seen the sweet potato thing in the Midwest. For what it's worth, it's quite good. I'm not including it in this spread. Mostly just for simplicity. I didn't want to go buy a bag of sweet potatoes because I'm not cooking my Thanksgiving, so the rest of them I'm not going to be using in actual Thanksgiving prep. If you want a rundown on what we typically make, my family typically makes for Thanksgiving, it would be turkey, fried chicken. Hang on a second, let me fill this. Alright, so typically what my family does for Thanksgiving is turkey, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, corn, stuffing / dressing. It's not in the turkey, so it's technically a dressing. A cranberry casserole, which is like, it's like cranberries and apple with like granola and like a sugar crust on top. It's real tasty. We do the sweet potato casserole. We do homemade biscuits and rolls. Deviled eggs, that's another big one. We make a ton of those. I'm trying to think because Grandma makes some and Mom makes some, and then they all get combined in. Grandpa, the only one who wants it, always has us get 1 can of cranberry sauce, which he dumps out in the can shape. No one else eats any form of cranberry sauce. It's pretty much just him. I'm intrigued with the cranberry casserole. It's really good. Mac and cheese is another. I'm trying to think what all. We typically have a green, which is often Brussels sprouts. Sometimes green beans. That's a pretty actually, that's probably more often green beans. Sometimes Brussels sprouts, sometimes broccoli. Some kind of green to go in and break up the theme. And then for dessert, we'd have like a pumpkin roll, which is like a cake roll that Grandma makes. This thing called Cherry Delight, which is cherries. It's like pie cherries on Dream Whip on a graham cracker crust. You could tell it's made straight from the South just by how it's composed, but it is quite good. I'm trying to think what other like. Oh, Grandma makes cream cheese Danish and lemon bars as well. The bacon fried green beans. Yeah. That is typically how we would do it with bacon bits. Or, you know, minced up bacon, not like store brand bacon bits. That's the best way to do it. And then cooked in chicken stock. Oh, it's pretty tasty. Not to be racist, what a name. Thank you for the 100 bits. Where's your Sweet Sue canned whole chicken? I'm not fucking using a canned whole chicken. Al Kimmy, thank you for the $10. Happy Thanksgiving in a can. Have you thought about doing something meme-worthy with a Baghdad battery? That actually, you know what? You're kind of spitting. That'd be funny. Playing Doom on Babylonian technology. Would it be Babylonian? What's that? What? The battery was found in Baghdad. What culture was it technically a part of? That'd kind of be gas. I'm not gonna lie. It would basically just be making a basic, like, chemical battery, but you make it in, like, a clay pot. Here, I'll throw this on here. Sumerian, Babylonian, Akkadian, Persian, quite a variety. It's Parthian. Make an edible battery. That probably wouldn't be too hard. You make something citrusy. Homemade stuffing is good, but that box stuff hits differently. I get it, because the one that we make traditionally is just the one in the box. But the one that I make is a sage sausage stuffing. And it's one of the greatest things that I've maybe ever made. It's so good. That's another Kinji Lopez alt recipe, I think. I think that's from Food Lab, if I remember correctly. That's a pretty good library of recipes if you're wanting to get started with cooking. Didn't you use potatoes to run Doom? No, that's a different guy on YouTube that did that. But I did use chili to run Sonic. That was a good stream idea, man. The concept is simple, or like the actual execution is simple, but the concept is gas. Second I hear about the Baghdad battery, I think about LTG getting mad at the dude over his internet connection. Well, dear God, as a way of stringing an insult off the dome like no one else. I'm on my last week of a liquid diet for weight loss surgery. You're making me hungry. Nah, bro, stay strong. Next, you gotta run Sonic on a chili dog. That's basically what that was. I can't do that again. No. It was literally chili dogs, though. You guys weren't here for the stream, okay? That was literally the stream, was powering Sonic on chili dogs. And the way I did it was I got the old Tiger Electronics Sonic game that's like the little, like, really low voltage cheapo version, and then powered that, because that requires so little voltage to run. It requires, like micro amps of power. Run Mario on mushrooms. Maybe possible. I would need, like, an original Game Boy. Because the original Game Boy uses, like, microscopic amounts of power. But the Game Boy Color uses a lot more, and any of the ones with backlights use too much. Sonic hasn't collabed with Sonic the Food franchise because they don't want to taint their image. They don't want to taint their image with being associated with a fast food franchise. I got some bad news for the Sonic team. The fan base of the Sonic franchise is tainting their image more than basically any collab they could ever dream of would ever do. I was suggesting drug use. Oh yeah, no, I thought of it in like Power Gin. Run Doom with gravity batteries. Running anything on gravity batteries would be a task. Oh, I forgot about this F in the chat speaker that I got for the Temu.
Bluetooth mode.
Sometimes I turn it on just to hear it say that. Donkey Kong original LCD game, the original Mario. Okay, that would work. Also, thank you for the 2 pounds, Technical Fool. Also, shout out to people in the UK tuning in to watch me celebrate a holiday that doesn't involve anyone outside of America. Ah, it's fogging up my camera. Get it out of here. Move it out of the way. All right, there we go. Gravity batteries are cool. Yeah, it's basically just thing fall down, but we're powering it with that. And when it's something that's pretty low power, it's just basically like winding a clock. I wonder what the most powerful thing you could power on a gravity battery would be. If you got a real, like basically a cinder block, could you power like an NES? Like a whole ass NES? Because that'd be pretty cool. What's gravity power? You know how like a grandfather clock works, where you have to like wind it up? It's basically, you put a weight that up high and then you drop it and it has a string connected to it, and the string pulls a gear that generates electricity as it spins. That's effectively what it is. And it's called a gravity battery because you're storing energy in potential energy by picking the heavy thing up and putting it up high. It's like a very primitive use of the term battery, you know. Sure, just not that long. It depends on the weight. It depends on the weight and the speed of the dynamo and, like, the energy possible. The heavier weight you move up, the more energy you're saving. Or the more energy you're storing, rather. NES draws like 10 watts, but it's AC. Is it AC? It takes AC in directly from the wall? It doesn't go through a power converter? Because a lot of those run on power converters. Run the Hamtaro games for the Game Boy on a ton of toy hamsters rolling on hamster wheels. That's actually gas, though. That's that's actually a great idea, dude. Do you think I can I rent a hamster? New manga dropping, rent a hamster. Thank you for the 5 pounds, technical fool. You can get power at grid scale if you have mass. Locomotives do regenerative braking and pumped hydro is a thing. Yeah, that's true. It's not just a, it's not entirely a novelty. Condition Bleen, thank you for the raid. Welcome, welcome, Raiders. Hope you guys are doing all right. Donkey Addict, thank you for the 2 months. Forget hamsters, use donkey power. Motherfucker, you are you have a problem. You need to know a guy with a hamster. I don't think you can rent them out. I don't know how to tell you guys, but like, I'm not in the age bracket where someone I know is gonna own a hamster. Rylitha, thank you for the 100 bits. Hear me out, playing Tetris on a Game Boy powered with a gravity battery. That would work. You know what would be better is if you had multiple gravity, like multiple free weights, and each one looked like a Tetris piece. So when one would reach the bottom, it would launch the other one down. And then it would look like they're dropping them into place. Visually, that would look awesome. You can rent a rat? From who? Home Depot? Not unless you know, like, an elementary school teacher. I know a kindergarten teacher, but I don't think she has a hamster. And I also... I think that she's a friend that is more amused by my presence, but would not be trusting me with a live animal. Hamsters can't be too expensive. Bro, it's not about the expense, it's that now I'd be responsible for this little fella for the next, like, 5 to 10 years. I'm not gonna send him back into the wild. I gotta take care of him once I take him in. What I need to do is catch a rabbit in the backyard. Those fuzzy bastards eat my plants all the time. Then I really can just release it back into the wild after I harness it for power. Hamsters do not live that long. Well, then I gotta deal with the death of a hamster, bro. What are you trying to put me through? You guys just want me... You want to put me through it, man. Genuinely ironic. Thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate you, brother. Slugs will willingly use hamster wheels, but they're really slow. I want to know how you know that. And also, I don't think I could generate power off of a slug in a hamster wheel. Hamsters only live 3 years at best. How long does a guinea pig live? I feel like they're a little more... They're bigger. They would probably be better at generating power if you could get them to run on a wheel. Or are they too lazy for that? Day Remo, thank you for the 2 months. Eat some mountain chickens, easy. Mumkey DEN, thank you for the 100 bits. You can somehow generate electricity using mocap, like dance to charge a battery. That's easy. That's, you would use those little, like, shaker things like they have on the flashlights, where if you jerk the flashlight off, it lights up for a bit. Make a person-sized wheel and power it yourself. Do you realize that what the diameter of a wheel that could fit me in it would be? It'd have to be, like, twice my height, man. That shit would be... it'd be taller than a story in my house. Think of the power on a ferret. The ferrets running wheels. Also, the hardest part I feel like would be is that once you got a hamster, you gotta convince that bitch to run for like a continued rate, because anytime he would stop, he'd start losing reserve power. You wouldn't even be able to boot up Hamtaro, I feel like. It's getting there. Not quite, but it's getting there. Hamsters are higher maintenance than people want to admit, and their short lifespans are due to neglect. See, I don't want to be responsible for that kind of thing, man. Dynamo on a treadmill? I know, but that's not visually interesting. You'd have to do it in the dead of night because hamsters are nocturnal. I don't know if you're aware, but it's like dark right now. I already streamed past nightfall. I had neglected Hammy once. When I gave her first wheel, she ran for 12 hours with quick water breaks in between. Wait, you're from West Virginia. Just catch a squirrel for power. When I first lived in, like, an area that had parks, I was absolutely appalled by how bold the squirrels are. Because where I grew up, people hunted squirrels, and they were afraid of humans. But then you go to, like, a city, and those smug fucks are, like, running up to you, man. Every time as a kid we would go to a city, Dad would be talking about the whole time about how succulent the squirrels were. He'd be like, it'd be so easy to trap and eat one of these squirrels, dude. They're so fat. He's a bit of a bumpkin. I love him, though. I heard that shit too on my trip to DC. It's funny you say trip to DC because I'm pretty sure that's the first time when I remember him doing that. Because in West Virginia, DC's pretty close, and there's all like the good museums and stuff. So we would visit there. We visited there a couple times. And the squirrels there are really bold. And there's greenery all over the place, so they're everywhere. I'm not catching city squirrels on stream, you goof. Is that a crime? A meal? A succulent squirrel meal? DC is so cool. Yeah, people there drive like they're, like, demented, but it is actually really cool. I like going to DC. All the museums are free, too. Or sorry, they're not free. I gotta get used to this. I gotta get used to when I go see Dad again, because if you say anything's free around him, he goes, that's not free, you paid for it, my yada yada. It's like burned into my brain whenever I say something's free. So let me clarify, the Smithsonian is not free, you paid for it when you paid your income taxes. The Smithsonians are free at least? Not if you're a citizen. Shit, I missed the beginning. Oh, Zach Matthews! Thank you for the 100 bits. Welcome in. How's it going so far? I'm just boiling potatoes for mashed potatoes. They'll be done here soon. Yes, this is Thanksgiving dinner in a can. We're working our way up to it, okay? We have to make all the individual components. Public means free to me. Yeah, but it's not actually free, because, like, you pay thousands of dollars a year for it to exist. The Air and Space Museum is my favorite. That's easily the best one. It rocks so much. I would prefer my tax goes to that. Ain't that the truth? They can take the fucking... What would the split be? The $1 a year of my taxes to maintain the Smithsonian Museum. That shit fucking rocks. Especially the Air and Space, but I've been to... I think I've been to all of them. When 2002, everything was shut down. When I went last year, everything, like, half of it was closed because they're doing renovations. Hopefully, if I'm there this year, it's open again, because it literally is. It's the coolest one. Do I have a pot holder? All right, I'm using the corn head. There were snipers everywhere when I went there, even in the trees. That's just kind of DC. They're always afraid of something, dog. Alright, hang on a second. Let me get a bowl and some butter and salt. I did not go get a strainer when I went upstairs, so we do it this way. Favorite parts of old history museums are the old propaganda. It's pretty cool to see how far we've gone on stuff, or like see what was important to people 100 years ago, right? It puts a lot of context on stuff because we always get worked up over current events, and then when you look at like history and stuff, and it's like, oh, people thought this meant it was over in 1925, and it's like, yeah, you know what, it wasn't all over yet. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit hope-pilled, you know, as the kids say. Normally I mix these in a mixer. That potato's a little bit more dense than I'd like. So I don't really have a masher. But for the tinner, I'm not gonna be stressing too much if there's a little bit of lump in there. Now, typically, if you're wanting to make a good mashed potato, you add butter, salt, and if you got it, heavy cream. I used the rest of my heavy cream this morning and in my coffee, and I could not be bothered to go get more. So, unfortunate, because I'd say if you're gonna make this for someone else and you legitimately want to make a good mashed potato, get heavy cream. This is Kerrygold butter too, so you know this shit gonna taste good. It's nice to hear the hope pill take every now and then. Just remember, People, a lot of the people online who make things out to be bad are getting paid to do so. Sometimes it's not all over yet, bro. Salted or unsalted butter? This is Kerrygold, so it's salted. But it really doesn't matter because you salt the taste with salt. So it matters. Salted or unsalted butter only matters when you're putting the butter on like bread. And even then, what I stock is I stock unsalted butter for baking because you don't know how much salt they're putting in it, so you can't keep consistent on your baking otherwise. There is one bread I make where I know how much salt Kerrygold has, and I base it around that because I like the quality butter taste. But I have, basically I buy Kerrygold to put on bread, and I buy unsalted to put on everything else. Got milk or sour cream? Have you gone on the baked mashed potatoes meta yet? Like baking the potato? That probably, I've never done that, but that probably slaps, man. Because you lose a lot of starch and stuff when you boil them. Typically I do boil, okay, so I'm shortcutting a lot today because I don't want this stream to be like the Reddit cooking stream, right? And if I full tilt made everything for a Thanksgiving dinner the way that I do when I make it for real, it would take 8 hours. And I don't want to do that. Because I gotta travel tomorrow and I don't want to be up. I'll be honest, I don't even mind being up late. I'll probably be up late playing games or something. I want to be able to relax after the stream. I don't want to be up late cooking and then having to clean it all up. So we're shortcutting a lot of stuff because we just need it to be serviceable for the Thanksgiving dinner. That was a peak stream. That was, honestly, I'm not opposed to torturing myself with that again, just not while my back is thrown out and it hurts to stand up. We'll save it for when I'm feeling a little better, you know? I need salt. Need salt, but the texture and the butteriness is good. What are you bringing for your family's dinner? I'll see if they let me make the stuffing. Typically, mom and grandma make everything, and they don't really want us to do anything but help them make stuff. I love my mama, but she has some opposition to how I cook food. Because I cook it different than she does, and she takes that personally. Well, you know. So crazy? How are y'all to learn? What do you mean? No, it's that. Growing up, she taught me how to cook. And there's certain things that she does that I don't do. And that upsets her. That's actually really good. Now, would it not be nice to have a little splash of heavy cream in there? Oh, yeah. That helped the texture a little. But taste-wise, that's buttery and delicious. That'll go great. Let's do, let's see. Oh, you were the one who asked if I got on the baked thing. Yeah, thank you for the bits. Hexonius, thank you for the Prime sub for 3 months. We put the next person under the cranberry sauce. I got some news. I'm skipping the cranberry sauce on this. Because in my opinion, it's not a big winner. Collab with Gun Channel, Doom powered by Recoil. Thank you for the 2 pounds. There's a couple gun channels that I watch that actually would be fun to do something with. But none of them, I can't think of anything it would be. Just normal Thanksgiving stuff. I'm making it specifically what I eat for Thanksgiving, which may not, you know, your mileage may vary, basically is what I'm saying. Dints is better for the tenor? Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm gonna go with because it is dense, and I'm not gonna go get milk to water it down because milk is too weak. Now I'm trying to think here. What do we cook our bird in? Because I don't. Do we roast it? Do I prep it on a roast pan, take it up and roast it in the oven, which probably wouldn't take that long. Glad stream is today. I've had a rough day. Oh, I'm glad to be here for you, brother. Fried, obviously. Deep fry that fucker inside. I think frying it would be the play here. Because I am personally fond of fried. Let's let me see. Okay. Move this guy off. I'm not gonna use this. I'll use a wide skillet to do like a shallow fry. Let me go up and get some oil. And also like some parchment paper and shit. All right. Weed, you all making a deep fried Christmas dinner in his basement? Yes. Guys, it's that time of year when every fire department in small town America is deep frying turkeys and uploading the videos to Facebook. Get on the grind set. You could see someone blow up a turkey. You can see someone blow up a turkey live. They say it's for education, but I know they just like doing it. Before he retired, my uncle was a firefighter. He fucking loved lighting shit on fire. Those dudes are some of the biggest pyromaniacs out there. This man shops at Costco. It's a good deal on chicken, and it's good quality chicken. And if you're like, that's not turkey, why'd you get chicken, not turkey? Because you can't just buy a little bit of turkey. At least not this time of the year. The stores I went to did not have turkey breasts. They had chicken or whole ass bird. And I can't show up to Thanksgiving dinner and be like, here, Mom, I got this beautiful picturesque turkey, but I've sliced a piece off of it. Which would mean that I have to get rid of the whole thing. And then we're gonna have 2 fucking birds! I did control birds, can confirm. Dude, I'm telling you, they love the pyro. Alright. We'll see. We'll see what we can do here. Getting this cooked all the way through is going to be a bit of a trick. For sure. We can't just salt and pepper the damn thing. What are we? Animals? We get some poultry seasoning real fast. Hang on. Still a little bit annoying. Alright. Okay. Got some flour here too, and yeah, I'll go over what's in here just in case you're curious. Do a shallow layer of oil in the bottom. Still enough to get a good fry on it. Let's see here. I am Mr. Cookie. Thank you for the fresh prop. The fresh prime. Oriana Ara, thank you for the 11 months. And Zach, thank you for the 100 bits. The Reddit stream was unexpected, but I enjoyed getting to stay up late and watch everyone's minds turn to mush. If we do another Reddit stream, it can't be lasting that long, bro. It was too much. But I do think it was like... I think the concept-wise, it was fun. I think I'll probably schedule that for upload on the second channel this week. Mixing this with flour so I can powder the thing over. Typically, like a fried turkey, you don't bread it. But this is chicken. Oh yeah, the spice mix is parsley, thyme, rosemary, oregano, sage. All like your poultry classics. You could stream on Reddit? No, that wasn't what I was talking about. I didn't stream on Reddit. I streamed making foods from Reddit. That was the stream. And it lasted a really long time because the top 5 foods from Reddit turned out to be cakes. The unintentional length is a huge part of what made it awesome. Dude, that's what your mother told me last night, Alamel. Okay. I gotta stop, bro. The millennial accusations are only building with every your mama joke that I hit with. And 2 of them were Homer Simpsons in the bushes. That was the main funny thing on that. You're right, though. The length is what made it funny. It being unexpectedly this long-ass, complicated stream for what was effectively like not a throwaway stream, but like a fucking, you know, a second channel stream, not like even a main project. It is kind of funny how much of a pain in the ass it ended up being. Top 5 worst foods of Reddit win. Well, the problem is you can't sort by most downvotes of all time, and even then, the most downvotes of all time on Reddit, it would be like a cake with a political person on it or something. It wouldn't actually be the worst looking. Kitchen sales win? That's literally gonna be the next Reddit one, brother. Now that entire sub is gas for this kind of thing. That one won't be as long because their shit doesn't take as long to make. Most controversial? Sort by most controversial? What the fuck could the... Okay, hang on. I'm gonna do that right now. Most controversial, but I'm only gonna look at the last month, so if I did it for a stream, I do of all time or something. Reddit.com/r/food. Sort by... Top. Wait, do they not? They don't have a most controversial. Controversial. I'm trying to type it into the URL. Oh, you have to manually type it into the URL to get it. Past week. Most controversial, 3 days ago, homemade pig feet soup. And it looks fucking disgusting. That's... You're actually spitting? I think this might be the best way to find horrid shit, is controversial. Because that means it has a lot of upvotes, but the score is low. If I... Like it's received 50 votes, but the score is 0 because it's 25 up and 25 down. I ate house-made Dubai chocolate. Oh, because they hate Dubai chocolate. I ate Thanksgiving-themed smash burger. That looks rancid. Hey, oh, wait. Homemade, I made some ramen. Hee hee hee. And it's 20 pictures of, like, box ramen that they put an egg and chicken on. Full English breakfast ramen. That looks foul. It's got beans on it. Dude, I think this... Whoever said controversial, I think you might be spitting. Because this... It's people fighting over what they consider good. Homemade steak, potatoes, and green beans. And the guy's eating it at a placemat with a glass of wine in front of his, like, computer monitor. Why do people hate that one so much? That's funny. What do they hate about it? Thanksgiving dinner, circa 2020. And it's a pretty foul-looking Thanksgiving dinner. You're actually, you might be onto something with most controversial. I'm telling you, there's more Reddit content to be farmed. I need to get, like, tongs or something. I just realized I don't really have a way to flip this thing. I don't have a way to flip this thing, and I'm gonna need a tray to put it on, because I'll probably need to roast it after it's fried. It's gonna end up needing a 2-step process, I think. Hang on one second. Let me get a pan and a tong real fast. I'll finish this bitch in the toaster oven. Once it's got a good crust on it. Ooh. That looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Is that a ceramic fry pan? Yeah, it's pretty thrashed. It's an old one, but it is. Double fry it? That's what I was planning on. Flip it, and then flip it back, and then flip it back. Typically what I do for stuff like this. The white coating is because it's frozen? No, it's flour. It's just a single dip flour coating, nothing complicated. No, this is not how I typically make fried chicken. I know that you'll love to rag me for it. That's not... This is a hybrid fried roasted type of deal. Did you work as a cook at some point? No, I just cook a lot. And I host a lot of dinners with friends, so I learned to cook better food for them. Why do you use flour? Because it adds a nice crust. Now, a fried like turkey, you don't flour, you don't batter it at all. You just dip it in the oil. But for this, I wanted a little bit of a crust on it. If anything, me cooking at my desk like this should show you that it's not very hard to cook. I'm cooking with... I'm not in my kitchen with all my tools. I'm sitting here in my fucking basement grinding this shit out. It's easy, bro. Trust me. Sadly, this is a wholesome cooking stream. You guys get a little too disappointed when I'm not putting my life in danger. Oh, baby. Glad that all the shit on my desk is going to be covered in a light layer of grease now. Moving this out of the way of my lens. It's looking pretty good. Now, if you're wondering what you would do to really up the game on this, you buy if you're doing chicken, you get a chicken thigh, and you get it with the skin still on it. And you leave the skin on, and it crisps up, and it's real juicy and tasty. We don't need a lot of time on either side. Just a little bit more on this guy, and then we'll put them on the pan and put them in the oven. Because the center's gonna be pink. The receipt printer looks more authentic with the grease spatter on it. Ain't that the truth? Chicken thighs are forgiving. Yeah, chicken breast will get fucking dry as shit if you cook it too long. Chicken thigh, on the other hand... A thigh is a friend in trying times. Dude, for a quick improv deal, I feel like this ain't too bad. I feel like this is gonna taste good. Here, let me go up and throw this in the oven for, let's say, like 12 minutes. Is there anything else we want fried? I'm thinking we dump off the majority of the oil into this can. Clean pour, clean pour. But we use the oily pan to cook our broccoli. Because broccoli is pretty tasty cooked with a bit of grease. Fry the eggs? Fried eggs for Thanksgiving? Deviled eggs, maybe. We'll do deviled eggs, actually. Because I can just boil eggs for that. Fry raw eggs? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Fry raw eggs? Heard you gotta be doing some hug ya later this week. Hug ya mama, because you love her. Hey, Lamau got Turtle, thank you for the 100 bits. Zach Matthews, thank you for the 100 bits. How many gift subs do we need to give to Fry a receipt? Make me an offer. Make me an offer. And I'll see. And then I'll fry the gift sub receipt. Fried deviled eggs are pretty tasty. Where's that, Ah, shit. I should have just brought the parchment paper down. Because using the desk as a cutting board by just putting parchment paper on it is kind of goated. $10 billion! Ah. Here, let's do broccoli with garlic, and we'll use the oil from the chicken as the medium, because that's actually, like, pretty good. Should be pretty good, at least. Hang on a second, I gotta pee real fast. Getting knocked down. Bug it up again. Skibidi-bidi-bidi-dow. Title of this should be making an entire Thanksgiving dinner at my desk, because at this point it's more impressive that we're making every component of the dinner at one burner on a desk than it is that we're putting it in a damn tin at the end. Alright, let's cut the florets off. Oh, shit. I don't even got my kitchen knife down here, man. Look, this just shows you that you can get a little fancy even if you don't got all the equipment necessary. This is an Opinel, some French knife. My dad got it for me for Christmas a couple years ago. It's real nice, actually. I quite like it. That, are you kidding me? Right over the bowl and that shit didn't go in there? I don't like my broccoli in big pieces. Maybe that's a little autistic, but I want them in fairly small little florets, if possible. I did wash my hands. Why do you guys get so hung up over this? Yes, I washed my hands. The toilet is like right there. It just doesn't take me that long. Very little travel time involved here. Sorry for being efficient. Holy shit. Zach Matthews, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you, brother. From Stinky Birds, 4 Fecal Cucumbers, Kashigu, Abandonware Archive, Day Gypsy Clops, Skating Board, Rafiki Alabaster Jones, Dr. Osaka, Kamazuki, and Autistic Crody. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. You made me switch to Twitch where my ad blocker doesn't work? Sorry. It doesn't really work here. And I think due to TOS, I'm not allowed to talk about it, but, you know, if you maybe ask around, you could probably find some info from some other people. Some people that aren't me, that aren't under John Twitch's jurisdiction. Fry it? Fry the receipt? Okay. I already emptied the oil, so I don't know what you want me to do. Sure, that'll be fine. Yo, DXTXW, thank you for the 28 months. I'm still convinced you're pissing in a jug nearby. I don't know how to tell you this, bro. I'm not. I should show you a picture of what the bathroom door looks like, because it's literally the most, like, claustrophobic thing of all time. Also, Ed, thank you for the gift sub. I appreciate you. Oh, wait. Fuck. It's burning already. What the shit? Well, I don't trust this now. Hang on. Let me wipe this up. Not burning. Oh, it's heat activating. It blanked it out because it activated the heat. I forgot. That is what that would be doing. Yeah, it is a thermal printer. Look, sometimes I just forget these things, okay? Especially when I've got other stuff on my mind here. Yo, thank you for the 100 bits, Relatha. Since we're frying cursed stuff now, and since you have such overlap with them, how about trying every ordinary sausage 5 out of 5 to see if it's really good? That actually is a good idea, because I think it's the channel that I have the most overlap with, besides my own second channel, is Ordinary Sausage. And I like his channel too. That's actually a pretty gas idea. 4A2 Graphics, thank you for the Prime sub. And, hi Demon Elgrim, thank you for the 100 bits. Appreciate you. That's a gas idea. Trying every 5 out of 5 to see if it's actually a 5 out of 5. Yeah, I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to, like, fucking glaze his ass, but I do love Ordinary Sausage's stuff. Hang on. Maybe not mixing this in with the other stuff, but peeling this garlic out into its own bowl. This is an uniquely chopped garlic. Normally, when I chop garlic, it's either in slivers, because I'll do slices, and then go through again and make slivers, and then go through again and make mince. And so it's going to be one of those states if it's not in an entire clove, right? This, where it's like this fucking cut on the bias asymmetrical garlic pieces, be a new sensory experience. You should look at elephant garlic. Oh, I'm aware of it. It's just big garlic. Don't even taste like elephants or nothing. Shit's just big. If you had a chance to eat an elephant, would you? I'm not reading chat, I'm asking you guys collectively. I think if the elephant was already dead, I would absolutely, but I wouldn't want one to be killed so that I could eat it. Ranch Soda, thank you for the 500 bits! Broccoli stalk yummy. I actually, normally when I make broccoli, I use the whole damn thing. Because I actually, there's a lot of fiber in the stalk. I would eat some elephant. I'd be curious. No. Here's the thing, is when they do, one of the ways that a bunch of these little African countries make money is they let people go hunt like 10 elephants a year. It's like some incredibly small amount. Because the money they make, because it costs like $50,000 to do it. And the money they make from people doing that, like, pays for a bunch of conservation stuff and, like, some other infrastructural shit for the country, right? But then they also give the elephant meat to, like, the locals because traditionally, for thousands of years, they've eaten elephants. So there are people out there eating elephant meat. Is what I'm saying. I don't know how it happened, but I was looking into giraffe meat. Be like a horse, right? I don't really want to eat a horse. Not like moralistically or anything. Just like, I don't know, it seems like it'd be real tough. Have you ever had like the meat from a bull? It's not very good. Because bulls have a lot of testosterone and they move a lot, so their muscles get real tough. And I imagine it'd be similar for horses. Alright. That's actually getting hot now. What the hell? What the hell? A little bit of oil in there. Excellent. This is supposed to be cooking Thanksgiving dinner in a can. Instead, it's cooking Thanksgiving dinner like a crackhead. Jawsome, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate ya. And Secret Cow, thank you for the 2 months. Gamey meat is pretty awful. Wrong. I fucking love venison, bro. The gaminess is like part of what makes it good, too. Maybe I'm just a redneck. Not gonna lie, you know, I know my upbringing. Eating exotic panda meat. I think that, like... I think that the entirety of China would, like, have you lynched, and no one would protect you if you ate a panda. It's so hard for them to, like, get them to have kids. Pandas do not want to fuck for some reason. They would rather... All they do all day is eat they bamboo, lay on log. Elk venison is delicious. Oh, I bet that's good. The moment anyone in the family manages to take out a deer, everyone jumps into action. I like how manages to take out a deer. Unfortunately, deer season is on in West Virginia right now, and my brother and dad are probably out there hunting, but my dumbass threw my back out. I was considering going down for it this year, because it's been a couple years. I have to hold it a little closer to me to toss it, so I can get the angle right on it. It was unfortunate timing. That said, as fond memories as I have of hunting, it's kind of a push and pull thing, because, like, when I was younger, I was like, finally school is out so we can go do this, which is way more fun. I can get out and, like, move and shit. Now, I'm like, dude, I'm tired. I want my time off to not be me doing something that's gonna be kind of miserable. Not that what I do is miserable, it kind of kicks ass, but it does wear me out a bit. Just the day-to-day. The company who makes this stove needs a review of Slab abusing it. This stove is a $20 Korean barbecue stove. That garlic is way too fucking torched, dog. The broccoli keeps absorbing all my fucking oil. This is gonna be tasty. The like, kind of burnt garlic oil. Oh, man. I do this. I take 2 garlic cloves, sacrificially burn them in oil, in like olive oil typically. And use that to start an oil sauce for pasta, and it's like one of the best things ever. That's probably gonna go crazy, man. If you spend all the money to hunt, the meat won't taste anywhere near beef. Spend all the money to hunt. Hunting's like free. What am I gonna be out? A $1 30-06 round? I already have all the equipment. I already have the gun and the warm camo. Caramelized is the professional term for slightly burned, but it has like a kind of like charred flavor specifically. In what world are hunting? Oh, my bad. I forgot. Okay, my dad bought me a lifetime license when I was an infant. So I don't have to buy a license every year when I go back. Also, now he owns the land he hunts on. So if you own the land, the person who is the owner and the immediate, like the wife or spouse and the kids can go for free, basically. Yeah, it's like $20 for a license. He bought a lifetime license for me when I was a little kid when I was a literal baby, and it was like $200. Now, I think it's like a crazy amount of money. But it was cheap at the time. The Segfault, thank you for the Fresh Prime sub. Caboose, thank you for the Fresh Prime. And Ranch Soda, thank you for the 100 bits. Does the room smell tasty? Yeah, it smells pretty good down here. Be careful before PETA knocks on the door. What the fuck are they gonna knock on the door for? Wow, you have directly killed like a handful of animals in your lifetime. Everyone that eats meat has been responsible for animals dying. I got some bad news for you. If you go every year, $20 adds up. Dude, it's like one deer yields like 30 plus pounds of meat. No, not that PETA. It's Peter Griffin. PETA! The only thing PETA's gonna be mad about is that I killed the animal instead of them killing it for me. That's really good. Fuck. Accidentally made some absolute gas broccoli while doing this fucking meme food for a YouTube video. Didn't they chuck a tortoise into a lake? Was that PETA? I thought that was just some idiot. You can go hog hunting for free? Yeah, it's because they're like an active hazard. My brother's done that. He's a lot more into it than I am. He went down to like Georgia or Alabama or something. I don't think he got a hog though. That's good. I tend to like my broccoli soft, and it's not soft, but it's not like crunchy either. It's like soft enough. Canderson, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. I appreciate it. Thank you to all the Prime bros who remembered to renew because it doesn't auto-renew for whatever reason. I appreciate y'all. Because let me tell ya, I forget to use my Prime. The Chinese herb video was crazy. That was a lot of fun, though. The intro to that video on YouTube also is like... It's some of Tomato's finest work. 30 to 50 feral hogs. The funniest thing about that is fucking city dwellers who have never seen dirt being like, what a fucking idiot, saying that there could be 30 to 50 hogs rush you. And then immediately the people that actually live in places like that posting a bunch of videos of like 50 to 100 hogs rushing backyards and just blasting through everything. They're actually like a massive problem. And like, if you don't live somewhere where they're a problem, you probably don't even know about it. They will kill you. People died trying to hunt them even. You're the funniest streamer, hands down. You give me a little much credit, but I appreciate you, brother. They do kill people and eat them. Pigs will eat fucking anything, dog. Invasive? They're overpopulated. There's way too many of them. And it's due to their... I think it's due to their natural predators not existing as readily. There's a reason people hunt them from helicopters. Okay, it is a little ridiculous that you can rent a helicopter to gun down hogs. Not saying I'm opposed to it even, just that that's a little crazy. Oh, they are an invasive species. The Spanish released them. Okay, I thought that it was a natural predator type deal. The heli hog hunting is insane to watch. I don't know if I'd be down for that one, but that's like, I don't know, it's kind of cool, but it's also like insane. It's maybe a little too crazy for my taste. Oh, you know what we should make next? Let's make some corn. I gotta move this back up to the, Hang on, I like searing the corn in oil, so I can still use this oiled skillet. I got some frozen Costco corn here. I buy it in the 5-pound bag. We don't need that much. Just a little bit of corn in the skillet. Hang on, let me go put this back in the freezer. Alright, let's go. Y'all are still talking about hogs. The reason why I wouldn't be down... Why I'm not a huge fan of the idea of fucking blasting hog from a helicopter. As cool as that sounds, is that like... I don't know, man. This is maybe a little... This is maybe a little, like, FUD-coded, but I kind of like hunting to be more, like, meditative man and nature type deal. Just for me, personally. And I don't know, blasting pigs with a 50 cal out of a helicopter is kind of going against the core ethos of that. I don't think it's sadist. Because they are doing something that needs to be done. But I just don't want to be... I don't want to hunt anything that I'm not going to eat. I want to be able to eat whatever I hunt. It is a problem that needs to be solved. Exactly. Well, that's the thing, is people also like to be like, oh, that's psychotic. And it's like, there's someone in like a meat factory somewhere that has to like kill 1,000 pigs a day so that you can eat pork chops on the weekend. And, like, you could just as easily be like, that guy's psychotic. But also, I bet you're eating his pork chop. Well, with a bow. You're mixing styles here. Bow hunting is, like, even more... Like, you kind of expect to not get anything. Because... when you have a gun, at least you're more powerful than the deer. When you have a bow... They have the upper hand. You have to, like, outsmart those fucks. The corn is popping! Skydrop, thank you for the Prime sub. Well, if the deer also has a gun. Arming deer so that the hunting is more fair. Me handing out Glocks to the local whitetail population so that they get what they deserve when it comes November. Some bows would kill easier than a good amount of guns. It's more the fact that if you are hunting for something, you gotta be, like, completely still. You have to, like, minimize your scent as much as you can. You gotta be completely still and quiet and serene. And then, with bow hunting, not only does the thing have to be, like, 20 to 30 yards away, so way closer than, like, the 100 to 200 yards with a firearm, but now you gotta go without them seeing you. And if they look at you, you gotta freeze and hold tension without moving. And granted, if you have a compound bow, it's not as hard to hold it drawn, but like, you gotta hold it drawn for like maybe a couple minutes while they're looking so that they don't immediately bolt. Because if you just let it fly, they'll see it coming and move out of the way. They can see you fire an arrow and jump out of the way of the arrow because they're fast enough to do it. I'm educating all the city dwellers on the traditional rural arts here. You have to hunt with a compound bow? My dad used to hunt with a recurve, actually. Big ol' like Robin Hood type recurve. Said it felt like cheating when he got a compound eventually. File the arrow from a muzzle loader? When I was a little kid, I was only allowed to hunt with a muzzle loader during whitetail season. So the first deer I ever got was with a single shot round ball muzzle loader. I fear I was raised by rural cowards as they lacked specifically hunting knowledge. It's very much a passed down thing. Did your dad make you wear a powdered wig? I don my powdered wig and load up the cannon with grape shot. It's actually... it's better if to hunt with a muzzle loader when you're a kid, because the weight of the gun suppresses a lot of the recoil. Like a normal one, the recoil will really fucking knock you back when you fire it. But muzzleloader's real heavy barrel, and it doesn't kick quite as hard unless you really pack it. Oi, oi. Aya Intre, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you be comfortable getting a funny or cool shirt for Christmas? Yeah, actually, that'd be awesome. What size? Get literally the biggest size they sell. I'm tired. Every time I'll be like, oh, get a large, tall, or an XL. And then it's like a skin-tight shirt. And it's like, no. Just get... If the biggest size they have is like a 6XL, I guess I'll be wearing a dress. Get the biggest one they got. Because most of the goofy shirts I want to wear as sleep shirts anyway. How dare you not put the sweet corn in the exploder? Oh, the popcorn exploder. I forgot about that. Thank you for the 2 pounds, technical fool. Kexel, thank you for the prime sub. And Crashy Clips, thank you for the 2 months. Love the cooking stream. Appreciate ya. Welcome in, by the way. Rosiv K, thank you for the 100 bits. Spent today getting my gear ready to freeze my butt off in a deer stand on my uncle's farm this weekend. K-Kona, brother. That's the spirit, I'm telling you. This is like... I thought that it was universal, at least among people who hunt, that Thanksgiving week was hunting week. Then, lo and behold, I find out that that's kind of a West Virginia specific law, and it's the same in some other states, but it's not the same in every other state. In other places, season starts and ends at different times. Where I grew up, it started the Monday before Thanksgiving and ends 2 weeks later. They sold out of 6XL t-shirts the first time I went to Comic-Con. There's some big motherfuckers at Comic-Con. I don't know, I'm kind of fat, but I'm not 6XL fat. But I am tall as shit, so... You want to make sure I can wear the thing, just give me a big comfy size. Starts in October in Utah. Season was a bit ago here. That's so weird for it to be so early in the year. Here, it's literally, like, associated in my brain as being, like, tied in with decorating for Christmas. You go hunting, you come back, you celebrate Thanksgiving, and then you put up the Christmas tree. That was like, that's just like the tradition. You know? I'm driving and see deers. I know they are smart deers. I think the plural is deer, but I say deers too. The kids get the whole week off. They're wanting fucking no one in school Monday, Tuesday morning, at least. It was... It was all girls. All the boys were gone. They were out. They're out with dad. Oi, oi. Some of the girls hunted too, but it is male dominant for sure. Used to sell hunting licenses out of a sporting goods in a Kmart in Indiana. That's fucking baller. Kmart, for some reason, used to have a good sporting goods section. I remember we would go there to buy fishing lures and stuff in the spring. Low season starts in October. Okay, see, that's normal. Whitetail season ends in mid-January? The notable ones, bow season was like October and lasted like 4 weeks. Then it stops right before, a week before whitetail season. Then you get 2 weeks of gun. And then there's one weekend, the weekend before Christmas, you can shoot one with a muzzle loader. And that's it. That's your entire lot. That one's also on a different stamp system. So if you got one during the normal season, you could also get one during the muzzleloader weekend. Knife season is year-round. Wait till the city slickers found out about mushroom foraging. I know a lot of dudes that do that. They get fucking excited when they find a morel mushroom. You'll think that they fucking own you, bro. They get so hyped over that. If whitetails are as overpopulated, why is hunting season restricted? So, they adjust it every year based on how overpopulated they are. Every season you're allowed 1 buck, but a lot of years, if the population is too high, they'll allow you like several doe as well, because there's more of them. And they change it. They change how many you're allowed to have. 1 year you were allowed like 2 bucks and 4 doe because they had a massive overpopulation. But also population is dependent on area, so some counties will have higher limits and other ones won't. You gotta. So many of today's convos have felt like my family is being subtweeted. I was gonna say, this is the most weird convo string that I've ever had on this stream, I think. It's the most off the beaten path, for sure. But I don't know, man. This is like, it's weird because it's something that was such a fundamental part of growing up that I feel like I feel like it wasn't as common as I thought it was when I was a little kid. When I was a kid, I just assumed this was everyone's childhood. And now, I'm like, this is like almost no one's childhood. It's very few specific people. Oi, oi. It's Thanksgiving table conversation. I just, you know, some of you guys won't get to go home to your family for Thanksgiving. I'm just giving you the experience early. You're welcome. 1 second, I'm getting a spatula and some black pepper for this brand. I got bird out of the oven too. F, you won't die. I didn't die, I was getting other stuff. I was looking for my spatula. And then I realized that I needed to wash the spatula because I used it for dinner. Alright, hang on. Grew up the same way in South Jersey, all hunting here. I'm giving y'all the true Thanksgiving with family experience. You want to talk about football next? I don't keep up with college ball as much as I used to. I'm gonna be struggling to keep up with the real in the weeds convos at the table in 2 days. Some guy, thank you for the Prime sub, appreciate ya. Why not guitar? Thank you for the $5. Just got off work. What I missed, mostly me making precursors to a Thanksgiving dinner. How's the chicken doing? It just got out, and it looks pretty good. I hope it's not dry. The Browns are actually winning a few games this season. See, I know that because I've been keeping up with my friends here. But when I go home for Thanksgiving, they're not going to be talking about the Browns because no one in my family lives in or cares about Ohio sports. They're going to be talking about the Mountaineers. And I don't know how they've been doing because I haven't been keeping up like I should. No one's blackout drunk, not a genuine family experience. Would you believe me if I said no one in my family drinks? I think I'm the only one. My brother will have some wine occasionally. But other than that, yeah, no one does, actually. Can we ultrasonic infuse the tinner? I'll try to can it. I'm not gonna sterilize the jar and everything, because I'm not gonna be keeping it long term, but, you know. In honor of the operation stream, I'm making Cincinnati spaghetti right now. You're making the fucking... the Skyline chili. I'm gonna need to whip this like crazy. I should have integrated it when there was less broth in the pan, because it's easier to get the lumps out then. Oh, whatever, bro. I'm a failure of a gravy maker. I want you to mail it to me. I may or may not be doing a charity auction around Christmas where I will be auctioning off shit from previous projects and mailing them to people that live in the domestic US. Maybe international, but I'm gonna make them pay for it because that's gonna cost a lot. Yo, Shackman, thank you for the Prime sub for 2 months. Closest I've gone to hunting was moles, gophers, and ground squirrels on a friend's farm with a 308. Dog, there's no recoverable squirrel if you blast it with a 308. Robin Hood US, thank you for the fresh membership. Mina Shrine Main, thank you for the 100 bits. You should make a project whose entire point is that it can only be finished 1 year later. I've considered this, but not quite that vague. But there is something that I kind of want to do that would only finish much later. Does that mean we get to buy the rat? Well, I was gonna say, I'm bringing it up now because I kind of want to know what you guys would expect from it. Like, what would you be wanting to buy? The lab coat is the big one. I'm gonna get a new lab coat finally. It won't stay pristine for long though, because I'm gonna write all the names on it from the subathon that are not on this lab coat. The butter ratio is a little piddly here, but I think we'll have enough fat in this shit to not be worried too much about that. this point, the bike stream may take... No, brother. The bike stream is scheduled for next week. All the stuff is here. The extra batteries I got should have showed up today. We'll see if they did. I don't know if I even be able to lift them, given, given my physical condition, but we'll try to get them inside so that they don't get stole. Why is your whisk bin? Because it's kind of fucked up and cheap. Look, it's okay if your whisk bin's a little to the side. It's more about how you use it. Anything that's not an active biohazard? Well, yeah, that's the thing, is like... I can't do the taser sword, because tasers are not allowed in certain states. And I'm not doing the research to find out what is and isn't allowed in certain states. So it's gonna all be things that are relatively not dangerous. I should have trusted the process. The gravy looks edible now. Why you always doubt me? What is a taser sword? Hang on. I made this a while ago. You wouldn't understand. You gotta be a real long-time watcher to understand the delicate elegance of the taser sword. It's maybe one of the coolest things I've constructed on stream. Good gravy takes time. Yeah, I turned it down. I mean, I didn't make the... like, a good gravy, use the drippings from the bird. And then you use bones, like the neck bones. So you basically make the stock yourself. Here I started it from chicken stock, which is cheating. Might have to make one for a crazy home defense item. Yeah, I don't know what the court would think of your home defense with a taser sword. If you live in a state that cares more about the criminals than the victims, I recommend not using it. I also recommend fucking moving Lamau. Corn. That's rad as fuck, not guilty. You said gravy isn't your thing before? Chicken gravy doesn't look as good as like a beef gravy where it's real dark. That said, I do make... the one time I make gravy, and the one thing I think it belongs on is poutine. Poutine my dick in your ass, Lamau, egg. It's gotta kill me, man. God is gonna strike me down in retribution for making these bad jokes by having me choke. That's good gravy, actually. Not as gelatinous as if you make it fresh from the bone, but yeah, you know. For all things considered, this will go crazy on some cheese curds and fries, which is my main metric for what makes it good. You haven't been struck down yet because you're too entertaining? I gotta make sure that carries me on. Am I the only one around me that can make gravy from scratch? I can make gravy from scratch. It's not that hard, you just need a carcass. Or like a bunch of bones. Biscuits and gravy sounds so fucking good. This ain't the kind of gravy you use for biscuits and gravy. For biscuits and gravy, you want a good country gravy with sausage in it. Now that, I'm quite fond of. Oh, when I'm back in West Virginia on the way back, I should stop at a Tudor's Biscuit World. Or at least when I'm heading back here, because it'll be closer to the morning. Oh, baby. They got like a biscuits and gravy for like $2. I don't know if they've raised it recently, but last year they were still on that 2012 price price system. It's actually crazy. I don't know how they do it. How? I don't know, man. They're only based in West Virginia, so I think that they just simply don't have to conform to worldwide price fluctuations to the same degree. This really needs some pepper. Biscuitville is better? You shut your whore mouth. Most of the time, people just react and they say, what the hell is Tudor's? Meanwhile, you're hitting in here with the fucking Biscuitville is better? West Virginia has $2 biscuits, but at what cost? Only state with a declining population, but the biscuits are $2. How much pepper would kill me? Brit detected. Our independence directly led to this holiday. Fuck off! That's a lot of pepper. It's a real coarse ground. I forgot I had this set pretty coarse. I think that'll be good, though. I like peppery gravy. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. That's good. Splitting hairs, it could use a little more butter, but I'm not gonna add more. Too much of this shit is drowning in grease. So many of these dishes are, like, incredibly unhealthy already. I'm not gonna add more butter to the gravy. But if I was making this for a bunch of people, you bet your ass I'd be going in with a few more tablespoons. I only put like 1 tablespoon in there initially. I'm not licking that one. Anything to add from the herb shelf? To a gravy? To a basic gravy? No, actually. I've tried to dress up gravies by mostly putting like poultry spices in there. Your tarragons and oreganos and thyme, rosemary, etc. Honestly, I want it to be basic. I want it to be buttery and peppery and salty, and that's it. And full of the flavor of the meat that it was roasted from initially. No, I'm not doing the marshmallow sweet potato thing, but we do be eating that on Thanksgiving. Quebec poutine is unmatched. I don't know enough about the infighting of Canadians to know which one has the best poutine. I just know that the one I make in my own kitchen clears almost any restaurant that I've ever had. The impressive thing about this meal so far is this is the first time I've had to wash the skillet. I've basically done it all from the same. The key is the fresh curds. I would say the key is a real well done French fry. Real well done, okay. In my opinion, good poutine. Fresh cheese curds. White cheese curd, not this cheddar cheese curd shit. Fresh cheese curds, crispy. I make my own fries, and I tend to run them pretty like thick squares, and I fry them like 3 times, so they got a real big crust on them, and they're real crunchy and warm. And then the gravy needs to be buttery and peppery and salty, and you pour that over the cheese curds and the fries. Oh baby, it's so good. What are they talking about in the YouTube chat? I dab my own semen? They're on their own thing over there, man. They're having conversations that are so abstracted from the stream that it's unrecognizable. The message got held for review for what it's worth. They what? The mods are paying attention over there. They're bonking people. They're bonking people because technically the rule is no sexual chat. And you read it anyway. Sometimes something is uniquely foul in a way that I can read it out before bonking someone with a bat. Don't ignore us. You guys are on the screen with the Twitch chat, okay? Just most of the time you're not saying anything worth reading. I shouldn't be mean to them. They're nice. What did I say that was sexual in nature? You said I vape my cum. What are you talking about? Oh, what's sexual about that? I don't know. Use your fucking noggin, bro. Snowboat, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Mirtru Swift. Thank you. Not used to not being in an 18+ chat. This chat is technically no longer 18+, but if you act like a child, you do still get banned. So nothing's really changed, just the labeling on Twitch and YouTube. That said, even when I was openly a mature audience only one, I still didn't allow weird sexual stuff just because I don't want it here. There's plenty of other streams for that, bro. It's mostly stuff directed at me where people would be like, you should wear a cock cage. And it's like, shut the fuck up, dog. These jokes are so fucking old. And like every fucking stream, every streamer is getting the same shit. You gotta be a little more creative. Yeah, I'm a shit miser, not a cum miser. You gotta get it right. The season's almost upon us for blasting that video out at the beginning of the stream. Those jokes are for Finster, not Uo. Yeah, this is not a Finster stream. This is not the stream for you to, like, convince me to wear a dress. Which you're like, why would you say that all of a sudden? Literally one of the most common things that gets people bonked in the chat. I don't know why so many people think that that's the height of comedy, but it's so many times, bro. There's so many dudes. Go sort by tags, VTuber tags male, sort by views lowest first. You're gonna find at least 1 out of 10 that will agree with you on this. It was your idea? What was my idea? What the fuck are you talking about? When's the Mari Mari cosplay? Okay, that one's a little different, okay? You're a bear, not a twink? Yeah, you gotta at least get your gay casting right. Weird shit to say? Then why do so many people show up and say it? Anyway, that's why the rule exists. The rule exists because there's a lot of people on Twitch that are really into that. And they are very adamant and won't shut the fuck up about it in my chat, so I made it bulk blanket no sexual discussion. This is an engineering stream. And if you've ever been around an engineer, you know that there could not be anything further from anything sexual going on in their presence. Do you order Fint from Temu? Okay, see, that's the kind of degeneracy you can recommend me in this chat. You understand the the mode here. Don't call us out like that. Too late. I got your ass. That corn kind of looking good. It would be beautiful for the bot to give any insight. Hang on, what's going on YouTube? Hang on 1 second. Sorry, there's a little bit of a lull here. Let me just click over real fast. What's going on the YouTube side? Can you order estrogen from Temu? Also another one that people always be hitting me with. What is wrong with you people? You could definitely find someone who's into that on the internet. It's not here. Hang on a second. Who is the person that said, I wish the bot would tell me? Hide it! Everyone delete comments. I'm looking. Now you guys started talking now that you saw that you're gonna be... Oh, the mac and cheese. That one's already made, actually. Temu Lab Glass. I can't fucking find the guy who said it. Would be nice to know. Hang on. Channel activity. Let me see if I can check your history. The robots are rebelling. What said that got muted? I never said that because that just happened. Okay, so YouTube bros, I got a little insight for you. The YouTube auto bonk bot is incredibly sensitive, and I didn't set it up. The mods don't manage it. It just bonks you on YouTube like rules. So you probably got bonked for something that was not actually that legitimate. Because there's a lot where people will be like, damn, dude, you're killing it. And it'll be like, word kill detected. Eliminating chatter. So... The YouTube automod, it gets a little... Okay, guy who keeps talking about piss drinking, see, like, that's warranted, actually, that you're getting smacked up for that. What do you mean bonked? Timed out, or your message deleted. See, look, someone just said eliminating chatter, more like killing him straight up, and that got held for review. The Twitch one is way more loose, but it's also because the moderation is a little harder on Twitch. Like, the mods are a little more active on Twitch. Mainly because the mod tools on Twitch are actually good and the mod tools on YouTube suck. Sorry, YouTube enthusiasts. Y'all have... the technical infrastructure is just not good. Look, if you get bonked, don't worry about it too much, okay? Don't be fretting. Don't be like, mods, please give me an itemized list of what I did. Like, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. All right, we're in the middle of a... We're in the middle of a stream here. Hang on. I got a little distracted because I started... I'm a YouTube mod for a couple channels. I can back that up. I think the only other channel that I'm a mod in on YouTube is Dr. Nova's channel. And I'm just a mod so that I show up in the chat on the YouTube chat. I don't actually do any moderation things. That gravy's good. How many of y'all watched the Townsend's Good Gravy video? That was Townsend's, right? It's a good one, man. It was pretty recent, I think. I just watched it like a week ago. It's really got gravy on my mind. Holy fuck, $49.99. Charlemagne, thank you for the $50. Hello, Mr. Slab, my favorite cooking channel. What are we cooking today? Also, who would win? 50 Disney chefs or one of Mr. Slab's cooking machine? Probably the chefs, but the machine would be more fun to watch. We're cooking an entire Thanksgiving dinner to put into a tin. Or a jar, in this case. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. The conclusion of good gravy is basically just gravy that is good was a bit of a letdown. I don't know what you expected. They really did write old recipes basically as like, yeah, just kind of make do with like whatever you have, bro. It's not that serious. They were focused more on making something good than they were on replication. Nowadays, we try to tighten our recipes up so that things are replicable. Back then, not so much. Hang on, I'm gonna go get more butter. We're gonna start working on the more complicated part of this, which is making the apple pie layer at the top. We've gotten basically all the savory layers now. I'll show you the chicken here in a bit. We gotta make a little bit of pie. Alright, I got this butter straight from the fridge, so it should still be cold to make crust with. And we're going to be doing this the non-cheating way this time, using a pastry cutter. What if all you have in your fridge is barbecue sauce and Coke? What insanity are we up to today? We're making Thanksgiving dinner, but entirely at my desk with one burner. Now, we're making the chicken tinner, except it's Thanksgiving tinner, which is dinner in a tin. Look, just trust the process, okay? Like a cup of flour, maybe? You don't like Coke, Baby Ray's? Even when I was, like, dead broke, I always had stuff in my fridge. I don't know how you guys are empty fridging it out here. That shit's crazy. What are you eating, man? Thoughts on peanut Coke? Do you mean like where you put the peanuts in the Coke so that you can munch on them while you're on like a road trip? That's pretty good, actually. I've done that before. That's an old like trucker thing. Real boomer tech. I've got 50 pounds of hamburger meat in my freezer. Did you buy a cow? Or do you just stock up? Ice. I eat nothing but corn and potato chips caught. Hina told me I should try a stream where I try a bunch of bad frozen meals, or like the cheapest frozen meals. And she sent me some videos of people trying frozen meals, and I realize there are probably people out there that just eat frozen meals all the time. It's a world I'm entirely unfamiliar with, because I skip the frozen stuff at the store normally. First time watching a stream? The YouTube videos are funny. I'm glad you like the YouTube, brother. Welcome in. Hope you enjoy it here. The Brutal Moose videos? She sent me Brutal Moose and Peanut Butter Gamer videos. But yeah, both of those. I'd seen the Brutal Moose ones. I think the others are like her personal pick. What I basically learned from going through these channels is that the format of I ate this for 1 week is very big on YouTube. What the fuck's going on over here, dog? Michaela Colley, thank you for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gifted memberships. And thank you for your own membership. I appreciate ya. Thank you, thank you. Remember to make sure your YouTube is set to allow gifts. I don't know if it defaults on or not. Thank you so much. More people, dude, we're getting close to 100 members on YouTube. For a long time, it was literally like 10 people, because people just didn't care about them, but then a few people started gifting memberships, and now it's at like 80. It's not on by default. That's fucked up. Why would you not want a gift? Uo X Killdozer collab where he has to eat only what Uo cooks for a week. That motherfucker, I like Killdozer, but he is maybe one of the most LA males of all time. He should do a fucking surviving on Ohio food for 1 week video. He's the other one that I was thinking of that does the 1 week thing. Because you get subs to random ass accounts. Yeah, but like, who cares? It doesn't like make you watch them. I get random subs all the time just from people being like, ooh, I like this guy's YouTube videos on their stream. And then someone gifts a sub to me for the stream, but I've never seen the streamer before. If your account is a brand account, you can't get gifted memberships. Interesting. This is on Twitch that I'm talking about. I guess I've never been gifted one on YouTube. Killdozer's from Colorado? Is he actually? No! No, he's not. There's no way. He has such West Coast energy. I saw a picture on Twitter a day or two ago, and I don't know who I didn't recognize anyone in the photo. Maybe there is someone I should recognize in there, but I could tell that it was a photo of streamers because it was like 30 people, and it was like schlubby looking dudes and like absolutely done up Asian women. And I was like, this absolutely 100% is a streamer, like, Friendsgiving meetup of some kind, but I don't know who the streamers are. It was like schlubby looking dudes who also looked like insanely Californian. You had a couple who were just normal schlub, but you had a lot of like specific like that West Coast phenotype. Your people? I'm a different brand of schlub. Which is why I can act smug regarding the other slubba type. Insanely Californian. Okay, look. Midwest schlub looks like me. Dude with a lot of hair that is kind of fat and like wears like college ball shirts, t-shirts everywhere. That's like Midwest schlub. West Coast schlub has like, they have like the Curtis Connor / iDubbbz haircut. I don't know what it's called. It's like that weird like frizzy pube cut. No hate to Mr. Connor. I like his videos, but like he has maybe the most perfect example, so I have to use him here. And like button down shirt that's like maybe like a Hawaiian type shirt, or it's like got shit on it, but you unbutton the top button, maybe like a gold chain or some kind of like jewelry of some sort. No Midwest schlub would ever be caught wearing any marking of wealth. The richest Midwest man probably owns like 500 head of cattle and looks like he rolled out of a dirt pit. What is this called? I'm describing an archetype. I'm describing a stereotype, but don't worry, it's not problematic because it's about people that are rich. So don't try to get me canceled for it, okay? Also, it's 2025, sweetie. You're not getting on my ass for that shit. Gold chain, that's just an Italian. The Carhartt is the face of the Midwest schlub. Are Casio watches permissible? Yeah, that's a very, I would say, quite a Midwest thing. Maybe more nerdcore if it's like the calculator watch. Richest Midwest man has 3 pairs of New Balance. One of them are the fancy ones and they're white. Yeah, that's the ones that he's not mowing grass in. There's another pair of New Balances that are green, but they were white when they were purchased. Stereotypes exist for a reason. Yeah, I'm well aware. The calculator watches are cool. I'm aware, bro. I live in Ohio. We got like multiple levels of different stereotypes going on in my place of residence. Everyone's getting a piece taken out of them. What is the best form of pants? Depends what you're doing. For like, getting shit done? Jeans? For laying around? Like track pants? Cargo? You're crazy for that one. I don't like all the pockets, man. I don't need to be carrying that much shit. I put the dough in the fridge, by the way. Who the fuck is asking this guy for advice on pants? I mean, I'm really sitting here ragging on West Coast stereotypes for what they wear, as if I don't wear the most, like, mentally challenged fit of all time on a daily basis. I'm not unawares to my own biases here. It's a little ironic that I'm the one slinging this out, you know, and I'm well aware of that. You know what I need to get? I need to get the cinnamon for the pie filling here. Fuck jeans, I can't stand the texture of them. Autism. I mean, it's valid if you don't like it. But you can't be smacking on the utilitarian nature. Like, they are the ultimate utilitarian pant. He really is making an apple pie? Yeah, it's the top layer of the can. Do. This is the smallest apple of all time. We don't need to make much filling, though, so I could probably get away with just using one. Blue jeans are the best type of pant behind sweats. I agree. Pair of jeans, it fits just right. And the radio up. Scotch, thank you for the Prime sub. Geek Little Piss, thank you for the 4 months. 2, unless you give me an address to send you parts to fix the light. What are you talking about, dog? You're like... what it was. 2 what? Also, I have an address. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm sorry. I know that we've already done our daily allotted making fun of YouTube, okay? I'm well aware. I'm sorry, YouTube bros, but one of your kind is kind of making you look bad again. There's a guy in the community post where I said, oh, by the way, guys, I'm gonna have a mailbox open for you guys to send me stuff for Christmas. And I said, don't send me a bunch of e-waste. I said, don't send me 50 pounds of e-waste, please. I'm just gonna throw it away. But, like, anything else is really appreciated, and it'll be awesome. And if you get it to me before this time, you know, we'll open on stream. Yada yada. Which is still open if you're unaware of that. But first of all, most people said, oh, I'll send you 49 pounds of e-waste then. Har har har. Okay, fucking Redditor. Alright, you fucking German ass. Get the hell out of here. That's like expected. No. But there was one guy in the bottom who was like, hey, Uos, I have a laptop where I broke the power connector on it. Can I send it to you to fix it? And then you send it back to me? Thanks, dude. I'd really appreciate it. Oh my gosh. If you send me a fucking laptop to fix and you have a note where you're like, you need to mail it back to me at this address, I'm gonna show up to your house and smash you over the head with it, dog. Is nuclear waste acceptable? Congratulations, you've unlocked the 3rd most popular response. First most popular response, oh, I'll send you 49 pounds then, har har har. Second most popular response, oh, I was gonna send you this cool thing, but now you said there's this limit, har har har. Third most popular response, how about 50 pounds of industrial waste instead? Thank you for the 5 Canadians, la da da. This is not the University of Waterloo's laboratory live stream. Dog, I think you're in the wrong spot. This is an idiot making a Thanksgiving dinner in a can. Welcome to the stream, though. I just realized, is it because UWO's University of... Oh, I get it. Can I send you a single pencil? If you want to. You can send anything. Did someone in the comment was like, oh, can I send you, some local Polish beer? And I'm like, yes! Please, you'll probably be the favorite of the entire thing. You don't gotta ask if you could send me beer, bro. As long as it's pre-packaged and you didn't, like, make it yourself, it's free game. Oi, oi. Derb Esther, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Artisanally hand-sharpened pencil. This apple is another thing where we're getting esoteric cuts because of the way I am cutting it in my hand instead of using a cutting board. It's more of the garlic. I think it worked well for the garlic, though, because I like a mix of thin that burns and thick ones that have a softer texture. I think it really works for that. I don't know how it's going to do with an apple, though. We don't need very much. We just need enough to fill the top of the tin. And then I'll make 2 discs of pie crust. One for the bottom and one for the top. Maybe it should go on the bottom. Well, no, because the idea is you would upend it, and then you would eat it down. Well, no, not with a jar. You would eat out from the top down. I had old Arduino components I was thinking of sending. That would actually be useful, because I use that stuff. No, that's good. That's a good one. I like it pretty cinnamony, but a little will go a long way here. There's not very much. When I was like a little kid, Mom made these Christmas ornaments where they're like baked. They're like made of flour and cinnamon, and they're baked. And every time we get them out and put them on the tree, it smells like cinnamon. And now I just associate the smell of cinnamon with Christmas because of that. Because it's such like an iconic memory for me. Still is like that whenever I go home, too. Oh, man, when I get back from Thanksgiving, I'll have to start decorating my house. I need to move furniture upstairs to fit. That'll be a bit of a task. Hopefully my back's feeling better when I get back. What are they talking about in the YouTube again? A corn palace. It's like a gymnasium covered in corn. Okay, now you've got my interest, y'all. What the fuck do you mean corn palace? Can we make hardtack decorations? I ate that hardtack before I ate anything else that I made in that stream. You ever seen Rack Wise Block, like mixing MCU with PC? I don't know what that is. No, I haven't heard of that. Thank you for the 2 pounds, though. Oh, Mello, thank you for the Prime sub. And Ladada, thank you for the 5 Canadians. 2x chicken salad, no cheese, 1x soft drink, 1x coffee, table 35. Sir, what the fuck is this receipt that you're sending me in? Oh, wait, because it's printing on the fucking... I get it. The first time I introduced that, people did that joke a lot, and now it's been a while since someone's done it, and I forgot. YouTube is for the philosophers. They think because they can, not because you all will read it. Yeah, that's it. They're doing it for the love of the game. Cooking, typically I don't cook the center of an apple pie, but I am cooking it in this case, because I want it to be more of a, like, a nice apple, like, mush to pour in on the crust. Oh, thank you for the 99-cent Milo Quichon. Appreciate you. Oh, wait, hang on. Thank you for the 1337 from Cato the Geologist. Your laugh brings us joy. Thanks for existing. Thank you. Burn after reading? Oh, if you insist. I feel like I humor at least one person with that every time. There's ash everywhere now. You're my favorite former NASA chef. I should, instead of I remove former NASA engineer from my tags, I should add former Michelin star chef. Yeah, bro, you're not really a science tech streamer anymore. You're more of a food and drink streamer. You gotta change that clickbait up. Camelol, back when he streamed, because I think he's taking a break or he isn't streaming much now. He used to have 2-time Michelin star chef in either his tags or his title, and people all the time would come in and be like, "Are you actually?" And he'd be like, "No." You change it to food innovator? That's like when you work at a shitty minimum wage job, and then they try to give you an epic title so that you are, like, satiated and don't ask for a raise. You know what I'm talking about. They'll be like, oh, you're not the dishwasher, you're, like, the dish master. And it's like, bro, just give me the paycheck. Give me the paycheck and stop making me do closing when you tell me that I'm not gonna have to do closing. Alright, hang on. Guys, check it out. Here's our chicken from earlier. Looking pretty good. We got our mac and cheese, which is dried out a little bit, but it'll be fine once it's in the tin. I think that's pretty good caramelizing there. Alright. Get our homemade crust out. Let's not go skimpy with it. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to put the crust in the bottom of the jar, and then the apple, and then that, and then stack all the rest of the food on top. The idea being that as you eat down the jar, you work your way towards the dessert on the bottom. The problem is that chicken juice and corn juice and all will flow into the pie. But such is the cost of doing business here. Honestly, that'd probably still be fucking good. Alright. Crust in the bottom. Is it getting a top crust? I have enough crust to do it. Do you want me to give it a top, like, on the whole jar? At the very least, the pie is getting a top crust, yes. It's right here. That filling is delicious. There, that should also keep the pie sealed. Wow, dude, look at that. That looks like a proper pie cross-section there in the bottom. Like, we're looking pretty good so far, man. That's like what a cross-section of a pie would look like. $1,000 gift sub option. Wait, I thought the person that said that was making like an unfunny joke. Did they actually add a Did they add a 1,000 gift sub option? Hang on, wait. I'm gonna go on someone else's stream and see if that's there. Alright, hang on. Gift a sub. No, you're fucking lying, dog. Max 200. Don't be giving me this shit. You're actually... It is, I see it. It's real with my eyes. Yes, they did. The max gift subs is now at that. Okay, hang on. Maybe I need to refresh my page. How much would that cost? $6,000? That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh, they did it! And it is $6,000. What the fuck? Gift 1,000 subs for $5,990? Are you fucking real, dog? The worst thing about that is if you're throwing that much money around, Twitch is taking like minimum 30% of it. It's discounted to $4,999. Oh, okay, my bad. My bad, it's actually a steal. I'm curious to see who the first person I watched to get the fucking Magnum 1000 sub bomb is going to be. You're losing money not buying it. Twitch still takes so much though. If you're giving that much to the streamer at that level, unless you're really dead set on just making sure that basically every viewer has a subscription for the emotes, you'd be better off giving it to them on like Stream Elements or something. Because then at least they get all the money. Alright, hang on. I think we go, do we want to go bird, potato, corn, greens, macaroni? No, maybe macaroni, bird. Okay, hang on. I think macaroni, bird, and then we build up from there. They call me the macaroni bird, bottle text. There's our bird, by the way. That's tasty looking, man. Hang on. Hang on, how good this turn out? Oh, it isn't dry. Oh, bless up. That's tasty, dude. Alright, it's a little bit overdone, actually. It's a little overdone. It's being carried by the fact that, it was fried. But it's not that bad. And it tastes really good. I do wish it was like a couple minutes left, though. Alright, macaroni on top of the pie. Why? Because cheddar cheese and apple pie actually go together really well. Bare-handing this like a fucking Neanderthal. I'm trying to, like, separate for flavor bleed over. You feel me? Alright, we got our macaron in there. Never had mac and cheese pie? Well, it's more that, have you ever had like a slice of cheddar on an apple pie? This is homemade mac and cheese. It's made with cheddar. Cheddar legitimately goes with apple. If you don't believe me, try it sometime. You're missing out. Thank you for the $2 Milo. Hope I can sub soon. I appreciate the dono. Rusty Shackleford, thank you for the Prime sub. Who does that? Grandpa did it all the time. Is he lying about that being a thing? Because he's like, oh yeah, of course you put cheddar on an apple pie. You guys really not ever have cheddar on an apple pie? Heard of it, but never knew any freaks. What the fuck, man? Alright, this is actually stacking in here pretty well. There's a decent amount of volume in this jar compared to like a little tin. Alright. Pie, mac, bird. I beg your finest pardon? Classic tinned dinner? I'm telling you, man, it's a thing. Alright, now we go in with the mashed potatoes. For the mashed potato layer, we won't go too crazy on. I'm curious what it's gonna taste like, man. I'm curious if this works conceptually. And then, of course, you go corn on mashed potato, because, I mean, just when you eat this combo, you go corn, mashed potato, and then if you know ball, then you already know what comes after corn, which is gravy. And this is gonna seep down to the lower layers. And then we only have one savory left, which is our garlic broccoli. We put that on top. That's juicy and delicious, actually. Dude, this looks awesome. Where's my lid? Dude! The Thanksgiving dinner! That looks awesome! Congealed, just like Grandma used to make. Make fun of it all you want. Destiny arrives all the same. Or whatever the quote is. Dude, this chicken kind of bussin', as the kids say. Hang on, let me get a zoom shot so you can see, like, the layering before we cook it. Look at that, man! Is that focused? There we go. Apple pie layer, mac and cheese layer, bird, mashed potato, corn, gravy, broccoli casserole. It's beautiful, man. That probably slaps. All right, now the final step. We cook the whole thing as if we're canning it. Because when you can stuff for real, this is what you do. If this jar fucking breaks or something while it's doing this, I'm gonna cry. Technically you're supposed to actually use a water bath where the water goes above the 80% line. Ah, whatever, man. We're trying our best. Shelf stabilized? Well, I didn't sterilize the jar is the main problem. Typically, if you're gonna can things, you sterilize the jar by boiling them and, like, using, like, sterilization techniques on it. And you use a pressure cooker to seal it. I had to help mom and dad can things when I was younger, so I'm aware of the process. The reason you have to use a pressure cooker is because water boils at a higher temperature under pressure, and it lets the water get up to like 260 or something Fahrenheit, which is enough to kill every germ, I think is what it is. Yeah, the problem here is going to be the sterilization. I mean, because I want to try it in this stream, not 6 months from now. I'm just not going through all the trouble of sterilizing it, but I want it to still be canned. You know? Hearth, thank you for the 100 bits. Rastal, thank you for the 100 bits. Zykes, thank you for the 30 months. Holy cannoli. You've been around since the beginning, bro. Milo, thank you for the 99 cents. Zag Matthews, thank you for the 100 bits. I'll die on this hill, but cheddar and apple pie are great. I'm telling you, man. They don't believe me. This dude has Cheese Whiz as his profile pic. Thank you for the 100 bits, Cheese Chug. My mom would never let me play with the cans. Cheese Chug. Erie Bagel, thank you for the 6 months. You know this, but you must pressure can turkey to make it safe, as it is a low-acid food that requires the high temperature of a pressure canner to kill harmful bacteria. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware, brother. That's why I'm not messing with trying to make it shelf-stable. Now, while we're waiting on that, put some of these potatoes in here, and, oh, motherfucker. It's probably fine. 5-second rule. The radioactive isotopes can't infect me if I follow the 5-second rule. A little bit of gravy on there. Oh, baby, baby. I need to get a fork. Mmm. Mmm. That's pretty good. Different apple pie crust or apple crisp crumbles. Oh, is this an idea? Cheez-It apple pie crust? That probably would work because of the cheddar. Cheez-It apple crumble top, cinnamon toast crunch, Oreo cookies. That could be a decent idea. That'd be like a chill winter stream. Die Beezy, thank you for the 4 months of Prime. And Maple Syrup, thank you for the 14 months of Prime. My B-Day is tomorrow. Can I have fire? We already lit one on fire today. You're hitting me with the hobo classic of saying it's gonna be your birthday. And you know what? You know what? I'm a nice guy, so... We'll get you some fire. Alright, alright. Chill, bro. Yippee! Yippee! Yo, eBuds World, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate you. Blessed with 8 months of slab. I love you. Say it back. I love you, eBuds World. If you ever replace this desk, I'm gonna miss it. If I replace this desk, I'm gonna auction off the burnt part. Yeah, it's clearly a bit on E-Bomb's world, not Scatman's world. I know. I know, I was alive when that was a thing. Just sand the top, it'll be fun. It'll be fine. Dog, I know as a fact, the rot and the burn goes more than half the thickness of the desk deep. If I sanded it down, it'd be like this thin. And even then, there's holes going all the way through it, all over it. Don't fucking say sound the unk alarm. Shut the fuck up. I was more of a Newgrounds guy. Same. I didn't play a lot of stuff on Newgrounds. I'll be honest, it was a little too edgy for me when I was like 12 or whatever. Like, if I was like 5 years older, it would have been perfect. I was like 10 at the peak of Newgrounds. So I remember a few things, but I wasn't like super on there. No, I'm not gonna recreate One Man, One Jar with this new product. Shut the fuck up. Unrestricted internet access was a plague for the generations. For what it's worth, my parents were pretty good. I did not have unrestricted internet access. I could only go on Newgrounds when I was at a friend's house. And even then, it was mostly to watch the end of the world video and a bunch of similarly stupid Flash animations. Oi, oi. There's some decent browser games on there at the moment. It's wild that it's still going. I'll become a member eventually. Bro, this costs more than the member. Doesn't this cost the same as the membership? Milo, thank you for the $5. I appreciate ya. Ultimate Showdown. Oh, yeah, Ultimate Showdown for sure. I'll be real, though. I didn't know most of the medias. I didn't know most of the franchises in it, so I was kind of missing a bit of the joke there. I've learned more about Newgrounds from watching Oni Plays as an adult than I did from actually being on it in like 2005 or whatever. Do you get all of the donation? YouTube takes 30% of everything donated. So super chat for $10, I get 7, I believe. And Twitch takes, for the bits, it's 1 penny per bit. So 1,000 bits is $10 even. And they take 30% of subs. And the only one where I get basically all of it is if you donate with Stream Elements. And then they take like 1%. Sorry, bro. I spent my time... I didn't see the end of it, but it was something about the Disney website. Guys, I was on DisneyXD.com. The real web zone for epic kids. You donate with Stream Elements. In the description below the Twitch stream, there is a graphic that says, click here to give money to this smug bastard. And if you click that, it'll give you the page. At least read it. Nah. I prefer to live in a world where I only know part of the truth. Ah! I'm sitting here eating macaroni with my fingers like an idiot. Wizard 101 was gas. Okay, that was one I heard a lot about. I never actually played it. I also never played RuneScape or any of the other big, like... Would it be an MMO? The big, like, online games. Mostly because we had dial-up at home until, like, 2009 or so. That shit did not work very well. I couldn't play any online stuff. My cat with brain damage says hello. Aww. I remember when Neopets came out. Toontown was fire. I was on dial-up and still played RuneScape. Okay, I'm skill issue, I guess. Skilliest Vaughn issue caught me again. Yo, Pub Sub, thank you for the 200 bits. First time catching you live. Let Twitch have my 2 cents. Thanks for being funny. Thank you for the support. And for being here. Hi, hi. Neopets was fire. I knew a lot of people who played Neopets, but I never played it myself. It was kind of the big thing. My dad had dial-up through the 2010s because there was no other option. Well, that's the thing. We lived in the damn boonies. So, we upgraded the minute they had the option, but until nearly 2010, we simply didn't have the ability. I would go down with my dad once a year when he would play fantasy football with his friends, and they would have draft day, and you had 1 minute to pick your draft pick, and the internet at home was too slow to get it in the minute. So me and him would go down to his office in town where he had DSL so that we could use the faster internet. The mac and cheese looks dry as hell. Yeah, now it is kind of dry, but it was better earlier. Now it's gone cold. We did the same. The faster internet was freeing. Wizard 101 ruined my parents' marriage? How the fuck did they get one shot by Wizards 101? You gotta tell a story here, bro. You make one of those KFC bowls. I've literally made those before, and they kick the shit out of what KFC makes. Angela Anaconda. Guy whose parents divorced because of the Angela Anaconda bit at the beginning of the Digimon movie. Alright, hang on, let me go get a spoon. I feel like we'll be eating here soon. I'm not gonna let this thing run too long. I just want to make sure it's hot. Spoon. Got me jar. Simple as. Ah, it's hot. What the hell? The thing that was in boiling water is kind of hot. Oh, the... Alright, I should have cooked the pie crust. Sorry, Canadians. I know you guys got forced to watch Angela Anaconda against your will. Alright, this is what we're looking like cooked. It's recognizing a face somewhere on there. The pie is now, like, bubbling. It's scalding on the bottom. There's a little more color in there. It's not looking bad, I'll be real. This is this is better than I would have expected it to look. Hang on, we got drama breakdowns in the chat. Dad was cheating with some bitch he met on Wizards and they went back and forth and the fights got worse and they eventually split. That's so sad. That is insane, though. Getting that Michelin star any day now. Getting a Michelin star for my jar dinner. No, bro, you don't understand. I invented Thanksgiving dinner. I'm a bit of a big deal. All right. Hang on a second. Dude, it looks so good, actually. That actually looks like... I don't know, man. I used to pack my, when I would go to work, I would pack my lunch in jars like this. Okay, now I am seeing there's a little bit of an issue when you put it upright. Which is that the pie crust has sunk as it's cooked, and the pie juice has gone up into the macaroni and cheese layer. I don't know about that one, boss. That's pretty sweet and decadent, but we'll see. Tag Matthews, thank you for the $25. As it turns out, I have a little money left, so I'm gonna make you look at your cake one more time before the stream ends. Thank you so much, dude. Oh, yeah. Hope you guys have a good holiday, too. Damn, I'm destroying one of those right now. That's what I'm saying. Ooh, it popped. Look. It popped the lid in. Or wait, did it? No, it's like, it's not quite there. Alright. Let's, I'm not gonna wait until it's fully started cooling down. Let's go ahead and crack open the tinner. Or the jarter. If it was in a tin, you wouldn't be able to see the little striation layers, you know. Alright. Let's see how good this is. Or how bad this is. Eating it with a spoon, as all things in a jar should be eaten. Mmm. The top is definitely not as hot as the rest of the damn jar. But that garlic in the broccoli is so good. What if that garlic's gonna flavor the gravy too? Because the gravy layer is next. That's actually awesome. That with a little bit of gravy on it tastes so good. And that, like, fucking caramelized garlic. Oh, baby. Get a little bit of corn in there. We're going down the layers. I'm holding it like this so you can see the layer lines that we're excavating through here. All right, let's get down into that potato layer with the gravy and the Dude, that goes crazy, actually. I think the lesson here is that you just mix together everything on the Thanksgiving plate into a big pile, because the garlic with the potato and the corn and the gravy is all really good together. You guys gonna just get to watch me eat this delicious Thanksgiving feast. Alright, let's pull out some of the bird here. Oh, that's a big one. That should have been minced up a little more for the sake of canning. Maybe should have done bird, gravy, potatoes, corn, more gravy. Oh yeah, I'm starting to see one of the flaws here, which is as the amount of juice in these apples has climbed up to the point where this bird is sweet. We were doing real good on consistent flavors going down the layers, but the bird is now like cinnamony sweet. Is it all like that? Yeah, the worst part is, it's not bad. It's actually like, kinda works, which is maybe a testament to the former statement that I made. Which is a little crazy. Let's get some mac in there, too. Okay. Okay. Alright. The mac is... Here's where the problems are coming in. The macaroni is like saccharine sweet. Like, way more sugar than should be in it. It tastes like a dessert. And it also tastes like cinnamon. I was on board until... I was even on board with the cinnamony sweet bird. But the mac is really getting fucked up by it, man. That top layer is fucking top shelf, though. That's crazy good. Let's see, even with the sweet bird. Even with the sweet bird, it kind of works. But the top on it's, I don't know. The downfall of man's hubris here, because until we get to the pie, it was really good. I'm really glad I didn't make it the other way around, where the pie was on top, or then all the juices would go down through and make the whole thing sweet. Dude, I'm fucking up this jar, though. I'm not gonna eat the macaroni, though. That bird's too sweet. It's like kind of, it's like it's too look at the syrup layer. See? Look at it, dude. It put out crazy amount of juices. Would a thicker crust have saved this? I don't think so. I'm digging out some of this. I don't want to eat the sweet macaroni. I do want the crust, though. I want to try the pie at the bottom. Alright. Let's take a dive straight in. Crust is cooked. It's a little mushy because it was under everything, but it did cook very distinctly, so that's nice. Add in a biscuit. A biscuit would actually, instead of the pie, That would have slapped. Probably would have baked in the juices of the gravy. It would have been awesome. Okay. Haha. Okay, apple pie is pretty fucking good. That apple pie in the bottom, that's like... Mmm. The crust is not crispy at all, obviously. In fact, it's the doughiest crust you could maybe have ever created. It was created in a lab to be a dough ball crust, but it's buttery and it's tasty. It just has no flakiness whatsoever. Use the biscuit as a shotgun wad to keep the rest. Describing it as a shotgun wad. You're right, though. That is kind of what it would be like. Alright. The only thing that I feel like we really fucked up on this is the macaroni and part of the bird. Ugh. Sweet macaroni don't really do it for me, bro. The pie at the bottom, though, this goes crazy. That's awesome. This is telling me that you could totally tin an apple pie and it'd be good. Apple pie is a pie that's even good, like, cold. So it's definitely, I prefer it hot. But, like, it's acceptable cold. Looking at that goop really puts me in the thankful spirit. Thankful you aren't eating this. Who doesn't like sweet macaroni? Slab confirmed, not Filipino. Thank God. It was all just a bad dream. Isn't there apple pie filling tins? Yeah, but they don't have the crust in there. Anyway, I'm gonna be... In 2 days, I'm gonna be gorging on turkey and smacking my big American belly while family members argue about things. It'll be epic. We actually don't have a lot of arguments in our family for this. Because we split our holidays up, so we see the grandparents of one political persuasion for Christmas and the ones of the opposite persuasion for Thanksgiving. And Dad knows better than to talk, so, you know, it keeps the peace pretty well, I think. Now that the biscuit is the crust, if you bought it at the store and scooped it out to the oven, I could see there being an extra tier better. Letting it get crisp, maybe. If it was on top, you could actually swing that. But I kind of like the idea that you have to eat it out of the can. But thank you for the bits. Trevor, thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate you. And Exo Stranger, thank you for the fresh sub. My dad does not know better than to talk. Many such people fail this vibe check. Oh my gosh. Are we allowed to make a recommendation for the jar after you finish? What the fuck? I'm not gonna chug cheese out of it if that's what you're gonna suggest, Mr. Cheese Chug. Happy Thanksgiving, my American friends. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Alright, let's, I think this is a mission success. Partially success? Anyway, we're gonna find someone to raid. Let's find someone to raid. Spurbadoop. Burbadoop. Oh, Hina's collabing with Mari. I can get 2 in 1 here. Yet again. Let's raid into Hina's again. I've got my set. I was gonna ask for cheese flavor moonshine. Not if you're gonna be like that. Oh, what? You think I wasn't gonna predict your fucking novelty account choice? You think I was born yesterday? Anyway, no stream Thursday or Friday because of the holidays. Next stream should be next Monday. YouTube videos will be out, though. I've got them scheduled and queued up and all that. So I will see you guys next week. Perhaps Sunday we're going to be doing Fortnite again with Hina, Chromu, Ecto, and Fortnite and Worm specifically, and Mint. We'll all be ganged up. Mint, Chromu, Ecto, Hina, me. So that'll be the next time you can see me, but that won't be on this channel. The next time I'll be live on here will be Monday at 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. if you're YouTube. In the meantime, have a nice holiday, everyone. If you're not American, my condolences, but also I hope you have a nice week. I'll see you guys around. Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't know what the delay is like, so I'm going to go ahead and raid them out. But I'll be real, fam. They might have gotten mid-sentence. Anyway, YouTube, I love you guys. Is it like this salad my grandma made with Cool Whip, desiccated coconut, cherries, and crushed pineapple? That's called, is that a Waldorf salad? Grandma's made that before. They were fucked up in the 50s, man. They didn't know what to do. They were like, oh, canned goods. We can have all these exotic fruits now. Quick, let's come up with the nastiest shit imaginable to use them for. It was a crazy time. We're hard to think about something nice to say. That's not true. I love my YouTube bros. There's a little 5 minutes of post-stream fun. Bold of you to think you get 5 minutes. I'm gonna be ducking out of here in a few seconds. They started putting cottage cheese in everything and never stopped. They loved cottage cheese, man. It used to be hard to make. And then it became easy to make. Then it became cheap to buy. Pineapple went from being impossibly expensive to being available at a cut rate in a can. Same with, like, lobster and crab and all that. And gelatin. So they all went insane. Anyway, I love you guys. I will see you next Monday as well. You have to pop over to Twitch if you want to catch the gaming stream on Sunday. I fear. But I'll see you guys then. Smoking VTuber in Twitch. Oh, Hina's got a smoking toggle working now. Excellent. Post Thanksgiving meal pics? Sure, I'll try to get a picture and post it for you guys. In the meantime, I'll see you guys around. Goodbye. Goodbye.